Hello everybody and welcome back. Well, today is the day, or almost today or tomorrow, I don't really know. We're either leaving today or we're leaving tomorrow, to be determined. But either way, today is the day that we are going to be packing the car and seeing if we can get everything to fit. For those who are new to the channel, I'm a former Disney World cast member from here in Oklahoma, moved to Florida for a college program for about a year, made the decision to come back to Oklahoma, and I'm now going back to Disney World to work for Disney once again. So feel free to subscribe, stick around, got lots of fun stuff coming. This video is going to be just more about the journey over to Florida, anything that happens along the way. We're taking Electra, that's my Tesla Model 3, so supercharging along the way, any stops that we make. If we leave today, we're going to stop twice and spend the night. If we leave tomorrow, we'll stop once, probably Alabama, around that area, Georgia maybe. So yeah, let's see how this is gonna go. And right about now, you might be saying, but wait, Ethan, you've been in Florida for a long time. I've seen lots of videos from you down in Florida. Yes, I have. This is from about a month ago now, I think. And I've been sitting on this footage for a while and honestly kind of forgot about it and needed a video for next week while I'm on the Disney Destiny. So this is it. Sorry it's a little bit late, but I just wanted to get it finished up and get it out there for you guys. So yes, this is an old video and old footage, but I thought it's still worth releasing, so enjoy. So I actually did start packing yesterday just to get some of the stuff out of the way and see what I could fit down on the floorboard and such. So this is what we have so far. We're gonna turn Post Malone off real quick. Okay, so this is what I was able to get in. Just filled up the floorboard here with a few smaller boxes. All my Lorcana cards, of course, that's what this whole bag is. And then that bag over there. And then I also filled my sub trunk back here. Let's get that opened up. So this is my sub trunk space, and I got this filled with just random smaller stuff that I didn't really want rattling around in the main trunk. Let's get that back up there. And then, so we have all this space to fill up. It's gonna be a little bit tight. And then also there's kind of like a shelf up here I can set some stuff on. Just gotta make sure there's not anything that's gonna smack back into that glass. And then with Teslas, of course, let's pop back up here and open this up. You have a front trunk. So we're gonna open that. This is where I'm gonna put my mom and I's bag for on the way. Just a duffel bag. You can't fit much up here, but it'll be good to keep that stuff out of the back where we're putting all the rest of the stuff. This here is just about everything else that's coming with us. There's a few more things, but this is what we're gonna try to fit in. Not the lightsaber boxes, just everything over here. It's gonna be a tight squeeze. So I think I'm just gonna go set you guys up in the front of the car facing the back, and maybe we'll time lapse this and see how that goes. That went better than I anticipated. There's still a reasonable amount of room up here. I do still have more stuff to put in, but it's better than I thought. We were able to get the turntable in. Really the only like 100% thing we have to have is a 3D printer. If I can figure out how to get that top rail back off of it, it'll sit here. So we've got to figure out how to do that. But honestly, I'm happy with it. Turned out better than I thought. So all we really have to get back in is the 3D printer, the AMS, and then these lightsaber blades here, but I mean, those will take no space. And then we have a few more things that I'd like to bring. I'd like to bring this whole light up poster. I love this thing. We'll see if it'll fit on top. And then this stuff down here, not the shields, just the pictures and the pins, but I bet we can do it. Okay, well, I got all of the necessities in pretty much. The 3D printer, I can't figure out how to get it taken back apart. I don't think it's supposed to be able to come apart once you put it together. But we got it in there. We got the big lighted poster in there somehow. We're pretty much full. Up here is all done. These are gonna have to drop down to here because I'm just really worried that that stuff's gonna hit the glass, and I don't think that it's enough to make it shatter, but I would rather not find out the hard way. One of the only things I'm worried about here, that bag's gotta go in, but we can figure that out, is my turntable sitting right here. Think that it's going to be okay and not slide too much. I just don't want it to slide into this. I'm going to put a blanket over everything, so we'll give it a little bit of padding, but I think we're pretty much good to go. All right, well, we decided that we are for sure heading out today, and we are all packed up. Got everything in there, blanket thrown over the top, just so stuff doesn't scratch any of the seats or anything, and then, you know, also so people don't see a ton of stuff in the car. But I mean, at the same time, like, you know, when the blanket's in there, it's pretty obvious that there's a bunch of stuff in there, but I'm sure we'll be okay. Back here is all full as well. That's really where I kind of just gave up and started throwing stuff in. Those cardboard spools are probably going to be toast by the time we get there, but the rest of it should be fine. Over here, got a lightsaber blade slid in there, the poster frame thing up on top. 3D printer sat here. Hopefully it's secure enough. You know, it's one of those things that I don't really have any other options, so we're just going to go with it and see how it goes. Okay, we're not quite leaving yet, but let's just see what it's looking like in terms of where we're going to be stopping. Just putting in the directions for Epcot is close enough. 8 stops is what we're showing right now, 21 hours on the dot. Most of the charging stops are 10 to 20 minutes. There's a few that are shorter, but I don't know. It'll be different than that and probably less stops, to be honest, because we'll be there more than 5 to 10 minutes at most of them. First one looks to be in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and then Conway, I believe, is where we're going to stop and get a hotel. Found a hotel there with some Tesla chargers outside, so we shouldn't have to charge here. We'll probably drive straight from Conway on down to Birmingham, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully we can make it to Florida, maybe Gainesville or something before we stop the next time. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe just Atlanta. But we are staying way south of Atlanta here, so that's what I like to see. That'll be good. All right, well, we're heading out here in a couple hours. Going to try to get up a little bit further, closer to 100. I mean, we're more than fine here. 93% showing 316 miles of range. So we're good to go. I'm just waiting on Mom to get off work, and then we'll head out. And also, just for those curious, that's just like the default option with the 8 stops. If you want to do less stops, this has it down to 5 stops total. You're adding about 26 minutes of time just because you're charging longer. You know, 30 minutes, 22, 30. I mean, it's just, you know, personal preference, which one you want. This is honestly probably what we're going to be closer to, is less stops but charging for longer. Because when you get out at the gas station, by the time you go to the bathroom, get food, stretch, you're looking at 20 to 30 minutes anyway. But this has us still stopping at that first place in Fort Smith as our first stop, and then around Conway. So I don't know, we're just going to kind of play it by ear and see what it looks like whenever we're ready to stop and what our range says. All right, well, the time has come to once again say goodbye to this awesome room. Obviously the goal one day is to get all this down there once I have a place with more space and like an office room or a theater room where we can take all this cool crap. But for now, we are headed out. Today is Tuesday evening. That is when we decided to leave instead of tomorrow. So let's hop in Electra and get on the road. All right, well, the time has come. It is 4 o'clock Tuesday evening, and we are headed out. We got our Diamond, of course. Can't be going on the road without Diamond. And it looks like it's showing our first stop over here. Still that one in Fort Smith, so it didn't change on us. That's good. Charging for about 28 minutes. Could be longer, could be less. We'll see, but it looks like we'll be there about 3 hours. So our first stop isn't for a little over 3 hours. But let's get on the road. I'm going to reset the trip like odometer thing so we can track our efficiency and stuff just for this one. And we'll head on the road. And while we're here at this red light, forgot to say we are leaving with 91%. A little bit less than I wanted to, but still way more than normal. So we'll see. It's showing that we're going to get there with 12%. And also that's a long ways away, and I'm probably gonna have to use the bathroom by then, so we might end up stopping earlier. We'll see. All right, been on the road a little less than 2 hours. We are, if we'll focus, 132 miles in. We had to stop for a bathroom break. Of course, we didn't last as long as Electra did. Still at 47% state of charge. Actually gained a little bit. It's now saying that we're gonna get there with 17%. I think it was like 10 or 11 when we started, something like that. But yeah, about 130 miles in. Full self-driving's done incredible. There was a ton of construction on I-40 here. I think it's I-40. I could be wrong though. Tons of construction, and full self-driving did incredible through all that, as always. So great to see. Let's run in, go to the bathroom, and then get back on the road. All right, I forgot to film when we first plugged in, but we stopped for some food and bathroom break again. Had dinner. I think we've been here like 15 minutes maybe. Back up to 64%. We arrived with around 13, maybe, something like that. So now on the road to the hotel. Don't quite know where we're going. Full self-driving's still been great, no issues there, but let's keep going. All right, it is just past 9 o'clock and we have made it to our stop for the night, Holiday Inn here in Conway, Arkansas. And looky here, we have some level 2 chargers. Don't know how much it's going to get for me. I've never used a level 2 charger, only levels 1 and then supercharging. But hey, free charging, so we're going to take it. I don't really have much else to say. Full self-driving's been incredible the entire way, no issues. Let's see what this says. 7 hours. Oh, no, I'm getting faster. Looks like about 6 hours to get to 95%, which is my charge limit. So that'll be perfect. We'll be good to go in the morning. Don't know yet what time we're leaving, but I'll let you know as soon as I have a time frame. All right, just before 8 a.m., we are back down to the car and ready to get on the road. Woke up to a full charge. I mean, it's awesome, free charge. Find me a hotel where you can get a free tank of gas overnight before your road trip. That's awesome. Side note, there is 6 of these Tesla chargers and then 2 J1772 chargers over there at this hotel. Also, don't be like this guy. Don't. Come on, guys. Really? But yeah, plenty of chargers here. Great to see. Let's get on the road. All right, 7:41 is our time back on the road. Looks like about 16 hours left. First stop, about 2 hours, 45 minutes over in Memphis. For the trip so far, we are 336 miles in, if you're curious. 257 watt hours per mile. Not bad. I don't really know a whole lot of details on what's good and what's bad there, but that's better than I was expecting, so we'll take it. Just past 10:30 and we've made it barely south of Memphis. I think we're technically in Mississippi now, but we're at a supercharger and this one's got a Target, so we get to go to Target while we wait. It only has us charging for 6 minutes. We're going to be here longer than that, obviously, just because it's a Target, so we can spend time in there. But the drive's been great so far. It wasn't a whole lot of traffic. There's a little bit, sorry, you're not focused there. There's a little bit when we first came into Memphis, but full self-driving handled it all and did great. So let's go hang in Target, see if there's anything there. You guys aren't coming with me unless there's anything super crazy. Then I'll show you, but probably not. Also, I gotta say, being all the way in Mississippi now, south of Memphis, and this is only the second time that we stopped to charge. I mean, of course, we charged at the hotel overnight, but we've really yet to have to sit and wait to charge. The first time we only charged when we were eating and then while we went to the bathroom. Then we charged overnight at the hotel. Now we're charging going to Target, so not bad at all. All right, we are back on the road. Looks like we have 12 and a half hours left. Next stop, 3.5 hours away, Birmingham, Alabama. Don't know if we'll stop before then for lunch or not. We'll just have to wait and see. But pretty much what I expected. We spent our time in Target and car was good enough to go. Give me that back. Hello? There we go. Car was good to go by the time that we got out. So once again, not having to sit around and wait on charging at all. Let's get back on the road. All right, we stopped a few times for food and bathroom breaks, but we have made it to Birmingham, Alabama. And we are now 749 miles into this trip. It looks like we only have to charge here for about 5 minutes to continue. I was planning on staying longer, but we're just kind of in the middle of downtown Birmingham in a random alleyway. There's 28 chargers here, and they're brand new V4 chargers, but we are in the middle of this random alley, so probably won't hang here long, and then we'll head on to the next spot. Looks like our next charge is having us go to, sorry, get y'all focused there, Alexander City, still in Alabama, it looks like. We'll probably charge a little bit more and see if we can make it on into Georgia, but we'll just, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so we ended up only charging like 5 minutes at the other place because I needed a bathroom and it was like in the middle of nowhere in an alley. So we charged for like 5 minutes, got like 20%, something like that, and then found this other one. So we're gonna plug in here, hang out for a little bit longer. It is an older V3 charger, but oh well, it'll be fine. Okay, it is now the next morning, about 9 a.m. and we are heading out from Tifton, Georgia for the rest of the drive, just over 4 hours. You did miss a bit last night. Had some situations with the hotel and trying to get dinner and everything, but we made it, found a hotel. Wasn't able to charge last night overnight, but I did charge the supercharger down the street before we came in for the night. So 268 miles left to go. Looks like one more charging stop for about 7 minutes up in Gainesville. We have crossed 1,000 miles for the trip, by the way. 1,026, 237 watt hours per mile. Not bad, we'll take it. Let's get the rest of this drive over with. All right, we have made it to our next supercharger here. We are at a Wawa this time. Made it down into Gainesville, Florida. We're at 1,176 miles for the trip so far. next stop would be Epcot. We're not actually heading to Epcot. That's just what I've been putting in. We're gonna be heading to SeaWorld, I think, actually, just to kill some time before we can check into the hotel. Shouldn't be too far though. Where are we at? SeaWorld's gonna be right around there, so probably closer than Epcot is actually. But yeah, charging up here, nice V4 charger, so getting some pretty good speeds. 25 minutes to full. I don't know if we're gonna charge all the way to full or not. We'll just wait and see. But yeah, overall trip's still been great. I'll do a little bit more of a deep dive into full self-driving and how all that went later on when we're back at the hotel. Okay, well, we're gonna count this as the end of that journey here. A total of 1,292 miles, final of 235.5 watt hours per mile on average. Not bad, you know, better than I thought. We are here at SeaWorld now, in case you're curious. We're gonna ride some coasters real quick, but overall, great drive. Like I said, once I have some time, I'll talk about full self-driving. So for you, that'll be a couple seconds. For me, who knows when I'll do it. Well, hello again, everybody. Future Ethan here again. Quick recap of the drive. Overall, it was a great drive. It was super easy. I've driven this route, oh, how many times? I don't even know, 4 times total, maybe. And it's not pleasant. It certainly is quite an exhausting route to drive, but with FSD, you know, never once did I feel fatigued from driving or just exhausted like I needed to get out of the car. I mean, of course, you're still cramped, you know, you want to get out and stretch and everything, but you don't get tired of it really. FSD did incredible. At this time, I was on version 14.1, and it did great. It had a few minor things that 14.1 had when it first dropped, with some like lane switching things and not a whole lot of confidence in some places. But I am on 14.2 now, and that's pretty much all fixed. So it's doing great. FSD is only going to get better. It's already essentially autonomous. It's mind-blowing how good it is, and I don't think that I could ever go back to a car without full self-driving. So highly recommend it. Go check it out. A lot of people don't know this, but you can go to any Tesla delivery center and test drive a car, and they don't even like ride with you and try to sell you the car and everything. They just hand you the key. You get 30 minutes to go drive around and play with it, and then bring it back. You can try out full self-driving and all the other features that way, so go do it, you know, why not? It's fun. Get a Model S, go have some fun. Or if you are really going for FSD, I'd recommend a 3 or Y, because those tend to be the best when it comes to full self-driving. But overall, yeah, great experience. No major complaints from FSD. I wish that you could track it back then. Now with 14.2, you can see what percentage of your time has been on FSD, but at the time of 14.1, you couldn't do that. I'm sure for that trip, it was probably around 90 to 95%. It did pretty much everything. So anyways, thank you all for watching. As you're seeing this video, I'm on board the Disney Destiny. So pretty quickly here, probably in the next week or so, you'll start seeing videos from the Destiny. So thank you all so much, and have a great one.